LeBron is, my GOAT.
Is he? Oh, let's talk about that. So give me your top three.
Bron, Mike, probably like Shaq.
All them buckets Cole gave you, and you just not going to disrespect him?
I'm not disrespecting him. I'm just saying. You asked me who my top.
I'm just saying. Who gave you more buckets than Cole? All of them.
Cole 4.
But I'm saying, who gave you more buckets out of all of them than Cole Bennett? Cole, right?
Gave me buckets?
All of us together.
Shit, I ain't get a lot of Cole buckets.
Man, stop it.
Cole was Cole. I mean, Cole was the guy. But you asking, Bron is the best player because I feel like just because you talk about the best basketball player, not the best killer instinct. You understand what I'm saying? The fact that he can play all 5 positions, the fact that he's done this shit for 17 years consistently, no drop off at any time. And we've been saying, well, not we.
You big teething right now, like you really feeling this.
But I'm saying
he's the best all-around player of all time. It's not far.
Oh yeah, there's no question.
All right,
I'll give him that.
Yeah.
But if you ask me, do I got to start? Well, I got to start an organization, and I need a bad motherfucker.
Him.
No, I'm going with Mike.
Okay.
Really?
I'm going with Mike.
Yeah.
I'm going with Mike. But outside of that, it's him, dog. Hands down. Over Magic, Bird, all of them.
Dude, so when I grew up, I had like this fascination with like the highlights and like, I was a huge Michael Jordan fan. Like that was the mythical. I've never seen full games or seen him play in person. All you get are these highlights. You got game winners. You got him locking people up. You got him dunking. And in my head, I'm like, oh, he does it all. Like this is like the best dude to ever do it. And then LeBron comes in like 2003, and we start watching him. And then I get older, and I start realizing more about basketball, and my mind for the game understands how hard certain stuff is. And I mean, I don't know when it changed, but there was somewhere around the year 6, 7, 8 for LeBron where I was like, yeah, this dude's got to be the best basketball player to ever play. Like, there's nobody that can do what he's doing. And then he did it for another 10 years. So it was like, well, what do you want him to do? Like, boom.
LeBron versus MJ. We debate that often in sports. Where are you on the greatest of all time conversation?
I'm very vocal. I think LeBron is the best player that's ever played the game. He's 6'8", 285 pounds, runs like the wind, and jumps out of the gym. And more importantly, when he came in the league from day one, he knew how to involve his teammates to win. And that's something that Jordan had to learn for a long time. Now, if you go by championships, obviously Michael Jordan has more championships. But I think LeBron in any generation would be doing what he's doing right now all these years. And I think at the end of the day, I firmly believe that he's the best basketball player in the history of the game.
Nike need that kind of publicity? Did Jordan need that kind of publicity? I don't like it. Now, this is what makes me say now, and I'm changing my tune. And this is going to be ugly. But what I'm going to say, LeBron James is the GOAT now. And what I mean, he's the GOAT because not only on the basketball side, but social issues. He's been involved in every social issue that we look at. When he hits a line, somebody says, shut up and dribble. LeBron James has put his money where his mouth is, and that to me resonates. And that's why I think more of our players and more NBA people need to step up and find that same courage.
Talk to him, Clyde.
Well, I played against Michael, and Michael was phenomenal. I mean, there's nothing I can say. I love the guy. Absolute great character.
Wait, is there a but to this?
No, but you got to look at eras. Michael dominated his era. LeBron dominated his era. I'm one of those guys who don't like to compare eras. You just have to do what's in front of you. And look at LeBron's numbers, you look at Michael's numbers, they're very similar. LeBron, I think he made it to the finals with a couple guys that we can't even remember. Michael had Hall of Famers playing with him. Think about that.
Well, how did LeBron dominate his era when he's 3-5 in the NBA Finals?
Again.
3-5? He's lost 5 finals.
But he's gone to 8 finals.
I don't know how he's going to live up to it, and he's absolutely crushed everything that he was supposed to ever do. Probably will go down as the greatest player to ever play. So it's got so much hype. I don't know how he's going to live up to it, and he's absolutely crushed everything that he was supposed to ever do. Probably will go down as the greatest player to ever play.
What is your thoughts on LeBron James and where he rests on the all-time conversation, the GOATness, if you will?
Yeah.
Dr. J.
The GOATness. He's gonna pass everybody for one thing. Because he comes in at 18 years old, and he was a pro. He had the pro body and the pro ability as a high schooler. I really haven't seen anybody have that package. Moses probably raw. He's probably the closest guy. And there was Bill Willoughby, who it didn't work out for. And there were some other guys, Kevin Garnett, but he's not LeBron and he's not Moses. So LeBron is, yes, the chosen one in that regard. He's going to play into his 40s. And he's going to start at 18, and he's going to have, he's probably going to have a 22 or 23-year career. And nobody's done that in basketball either. Because those last few years for Shaq and for Kobe, they were on the bench. They were on the sidelines. They were there. They were getting paid, but they were on the sidelines. They were done. LeBron, it won't be the same for him because he can still be that complete player. His skills are so diverse, and he's putting $1 million into his body every offseason to be able to still be out there with the tonal machine and the stuff that legitimately is going to help him maintain his physicality. So yeah, he's going to be the guy at the end of the day. He's going to be the guy who reestablishes the bar for what the GOAT is.
Okay.
I always say Michael Jordan is the GOAT. If he really surpasses Kareem in the scoring record, I mean, it's I'm sort of running out of arguments for Michael. I mean,
Jordan, if you ask me who's the better all-around basketball player, LeBron James by far. He does everything. You know what I'm saying? He passed the ball better than Jordan. He can dribble it, I think, a little bit better than Jordan.
3? He got to be. So 3. I think it's 3 permanent.
Okay.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Where does LeBron go in this point guard?
That's not a point.
LeBron,
he's just a goat.
LeBron initiates the offense.
He's just a god, G.
He's just a goat. LeBron initiates the offense.
He's a demigod.
Yeah. He's like, he is the best of all time as well.
Exactly. So how could you not?
Around him.
Yeah. Like, he is.
No, being around him, I understand.
Like, bro, like
LeBron yes.
do.
You think he should go to the
Lakers? In
Lakers?
San Antonio, I don't know. I mean, no, I agree. You know what? I would have thought that would have been a great situation for us. But it's I don't know. I wouldn't even pretend to give LeBron any advice. I mean, he's done a phenomenal job with the things that he is doing on the court now. I'm a big Michael Jordan guy. I mean, that was my era. But LeBron's making a great argument to be, one of the greatest, if not the greatest.
Let me ask you this.
Asking Lakers coach who is the GOAT.
LeBron is the GOAT.
Let's go, I say he's the GOAT. Here's what I mean, right? When you talk about he and Kareem in terms of their 20-year dominance over a sport, and then both of them being able to touch every single aspect of the statistical categories and be leaders in that category. You can't be considered the GOAT and you don't lead in no statistical category. When you talk about Kareem and you talk about LeBron James, that is the conversation in terms of, in my opinion, who's the best to ever do it. Because from a winning percentage standpoint, from a statistical standpoint, from an impact on the game standpoint, any criteria of measurement that you want to use, these two are in the top 5 in almost every single category. Now, when you talk about popularity and the most marketable, Jordan out-trumps everybody with the exception of he and LeBron. Because what he and LeBron have done for all game of basketball, and let me be clear when I say this, Michael Jordan, what he did from a marketing and basketball standpoint for all game of basketball is immeasurable. And we never thought that we would ever see anybody do that again. But what LeBron James has done from a marketing in an impact standpoint in terms of financial dollars coming in. He and Jordan stand alone in terms of improving our game and making it possible that we can have these jobs to talk about them. So we thank Jordan and we thank LeBron, but when it comes to the measurement and the criteria, you know, LeBron James and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar are in categories by themselves.
We've had this discussion before, Isiah Thomas, and I got to tell you this. Before I go into my position about this publicly against you, of all people, okay, I will ask you this question. Do you have LeBron over Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
Not until he passes him in the scoring title, but as an all-around player, yes. And by the time that LeBron James is finished, see, we're measuring LeBron James now, and he's still in his basketball playing career. But we can safely say that by the time he's done playing, he may have passed Kareem. When he passes Kareem in scoring, you have to anoint him as the GOAT.
All-time leading scorer next year. Does that make him the greatest player of all time, or is that still Michael Jordan?
That's a good question, and that's, the barbershop question. I think LeBron will go down as the greatest to do it. When you look at what his numbers, what he's done on and off the floor, no one's done that. So he'll go. I mean, when you got to put the whole package together, he's the greatest of all time.
I'm going with LeBron.
What?
But I think when this question comes up, the question that needs to be brought up in this question is the illegal defense situation. The illegal defense situation back when MJ played, man, when he had that ball on the wing, all he had to worry about was the primary defender. He not even worried about the primary defender because they had no chance. The secondary, he was looking for where the help's coming from. And back then, the help had to come from the weak side block. Well, now you put LeBron out there on the wing. He got a guy at the block, ball side block, got a guy at the ball side elbow, and the primary defender. So he gets a lot of slack about not taking the last shot because he makes the right basketball play. If two guys is on him, you got to make pass the ball. Where MJ only had the one guy. Now, don't get me wrong. If MJ had three guys on him, he's probably still going to make that shot. But give me LeBron James, bro.
Wow.
We decided that you were going to guard LeBron, but he was a little surprised that LeBron was going to guard you for basically the entire game. Were you surprised by that? And is that kind of like a special kind of big moment in the middle of the regular season? And what does that kind of do for you?
I wouldn't say it's a big moment. I respect LeBron so much, arguably the greatest player of all time. And I really enjoy going up against him all of these years, no matter what uniform he was in. It was always a constant battle, and I will say that he's gotten the best of me whenever it counts. But I think it's a privilege to be able to play against him, to be able to guard him, just being able to compete and learn so much at the same time, but more often than not, just compete.
Okay, so LeBron is living forever as an NBA player.
LeBron is we're going to run in, and I watch this show, we're going to run in and talk about the greatest of all time, all the time. This guy is probably going to be, because they're going to have nothing else to talk about when he owns every stat. Once he owns every stat, everything else is going to be emotional.
Okay, but
greatest skilled players of all time, the greatest players of all time, like our game is seen, just cultural icons come from there. PG County. Hoops Mecca as well. A lot of great players come from there and still come from there. Kobe. Top two. Bron. The greatest, this is the most accomplished about the past. Kareem. Like, damn, that's going to be a day.
That's going to be a day. Sure.
Jordan. The GOAT.
Last one.
5, I want to be able to do that one day. And what better place than to win a championship here in LA?
Have you let it enter your mind yet that you're leaving a team that had Steph Curry, going to a team with LeBron James, another multiple championship winner?
Everybody around me has been talking about it. I'm just trying to kind of soak up the moment. I really appreciated being able to play with Steph. it's not every day that you get to be around greatness in any facet. People don't get to do that every day. I appreciated that every day. And now that I get the opportunity to play with, in my opinion, the best player to ever play basketball, I don't know what that's going to feel like yet. I know it's going to be amazing. I know it's going to be very motivating and uplifting. And it's going to be very challenging, of course, because what I appreciated about Steph is that, he led by example, and I wanted to be great like him, I already want to be great like LeBron. I wanted to be great like LeBron when I was a kid, and so just to be able to play with him now and, seeing everything that he's accomplished in this league, not only as a basketball player, but as a black man, as an entrepreneur, I have the utmost admiration for him. So I'm excited to get to work. I'm excited to compete against him. I'm excited to show him who Juan is. And I'm excited to earn his respect as well. This is a business. I mean, it's a dog-eat-dog world when you step in between those lines. And, I'm excited to, show who I am and, gain the respect of my teammates.
Congratulations. And I remember 3 years ago when I caught a lot of slack for saying he's the best ever. I do believe that LeBron James is the GOAT, and he just passed the real GOAT, Kareem, because we couldn't promote that because he's 7'2", whereas with Michael, he changed the game, then Kobe extended that, and then LeBron has taken it to a whole nother level and a whole nother planet. Congratulations to the Lakers for having him on your squad and just making it all happen. Congratulations, LeBron.
Twitter is going to go crazy on me. LeBron James is the greatest player ever.
That's what I say. I
Greater than Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I think so. I wouldn't have Michael number 2 either. So
what?
But see, I'm a guy until those guys came around. Now I'm going to go really old school on you and go back. Oscar Robertson. I mean, what people don't realize: first 5 years in the league, Oscar was averaging 30, 10, and 10. Like for 5 years, Jalen. 4 or 5 years.
So. At the risk of then taking this to a place that many in the audience won't know, everyone knows LeBron versus Michael. In that debate, you go LeBron.
Yes.
You're going to yell at him too? You yell at everybody else who says that?
Well, it's his opinion.
It's interesting. I said this. I love when an occasional Aaron Rodgers or LeBron James is not afraid to admit, hey, I'm pretty damn good. Everybody else talks trash. Why can't LeBron James or Aaron Rodgers or somebody else? And when LeBron says, put some respect on my name, what did you make of that, his speech after they won?
It's about damn time. Listen, I've been telling him for years. I said, listen, man, you the best player. You the best player ever that's played this game. You got to start talking. I know you the nice guy and, you don't want... you want to make everyone happy, but you gotta talk the talk. You walk the walk. You want to dunk on guys and block shots and all that stuff. You gotta let them know. Put some respect on your name, and that made me so happy when he said that to Rachel Nichols when she interviewed him, because it's the truth. Every time he there's pressure on him, he makes something happen. And then there's another stat that comes out that he's not a part of, and he makes it happen. So he keeps, every time we give him a challenge, he just looks at it and takes it on and makes greatness out of it. So I'm glad he said about time.
By the way, do players talk about the GOAT conversation, MJ and LeBron?
Oh, all the time. I mean, I literally have this conversation after every game that the Lakers play, or if we're watching The Last Dance. And it's definitely in the locker room. I think a lot of guys that are playing in our game right now, current players, will say that LeBron's the best. Obviously, the friends I have are all in their, late 20s, early 30s, so we all agree. But there's always that one friend or that one guy in the locker room that will say Jordan. And it's kind of crazy that some guys will say Jordan, because I think, as athletes, we have an ego, and I feel like sometimes guys don't want to say LeBron because they might have to guard him next night, and he probably dropped 40 on them. So I think it's more their ego, and they're not being realistic with themselves.
It didn't take as much to build like this. I know why on paper it looks like it's LeBron, but the reality is it's actually easier to build a winner around a jersey.
Let me tell you. Okay, no, I got you on that. Yes, when he got his guys, MJ won, no doubt about it. But why did KD go and join a 73 team? Because
LeBron.
Thank you. Because of LeBron James. He knew he could not beat LeBron James if he was to face him in the finals. These guys had to team up super teams to beat LeBron James. They had to join forces.
It was probably smaller. It was a smaller pool. When Jordan was with the Bulls and they talked about, the dream team, expanding the global game, right? And now there's more people playing. So the fact that he has achieved this with a larger pool of competition, a larger pool of growth, that needs to be factored in. Because again, Bill Russell won 11 championships, and there's no disrespect to that, but the pool was smaller. So that's why you look at it. Jordan doesn't have the most points. Jordan doesn't have the most championships. Jordan doesn't have the most MVPs. So I'm not here to say that Jordan wasn't that dude. He is that dude. But I think people just get, well, Bron doesn't have 6 championships. Well, Jordan doesn't have 11, right? So it's like we have to be able to like mix it all into a pot. And when you mix it in and you say a guy that was never considered, even people that get sensitive, when I said that LeBron's the greatest scorer of this era, and they're like, well, what about Kevin Durant? Kevin Durant is a scorer. Their career averages are like 0.2 points away from each other. Like Kevin Durant is 27.72. LeBron is 27.51. Like, are you kidding me? And on top of it, LeBron is 4th all time in assists. So it's like, that's the greatest basketball player you've ever seen.
8th in steals.
Like, but you know, like, you talk about Jokic winning 3 MVPs because he's averaging. Bron could have averaged a triple-double. He could have done that if that was his goal. Like, there's no doubt. His career averages are 27, 7, and 7. He's led the league in assists before. So I just don't think we've ever seen a basketball player be able to do whatever they want for as long as they have on the court. You need him to play point guard. You need him to play center. You need him to, Magic got some of that, but Magic wasn't an elite scorer like that.
Break a record that's hasn't been broken in 40 something years, 41 years. Yeah. It's dope as hell, man. So I'm excited to watch him break those records, and he's gonna continue to be breaking more and more records as we go.
So Bron's the GOAT in your opinion?
By far.
Okay, let's make sure.
By far.
Talk about it though. Why do you say that?
Because some people.
What's your thinking behind that?
There's not really much to think about.
Thank you.
Me and AR were talking about it. I'm like, LeBron is almost too perfect. The only thing that he can't do is shoot free throws. He's perfect, but God was like, all right, there's one thing that I'm not going to do.
Right. You got to nerf some of it.
Yeah, we got to nerf something. Like we got to like calm you down, like because everything else you do is too perfect. But your free throws, we're gonna have to like
too much hand moisture.
It's kind of crazy. Like that minutes restriction lasted until that first game when he looked at his coach. It was like, no.
And those highlights are insane.
What is that?
Nothing has changed in his game with his stamina, his strength, the things he was doing last night where he lost his shoe, put it on, and then just outright sprinted and did one of his patent Bronny dunks. It's insane what he's doing, and we're all literally just watching greatness every single night. And for him to be doing this stage of his life and his career, it really is mind-blowing.
Of all time.
It's crazy.
The greatest of all time. Give him his flowers.
Whoa.
I agree.
Do it. I can't do it on a Thursday morning.
On it.
I agree.
I don't have that.
I like Michael Jordan more, but I think he's the greatest player of all time.
The point is the game should evolve. And we are in a place where we are witnessing the guy that's going to go get 40,000 points in our lifetime.
Jordan. Of the year.
Hall of Famer Oscar Robertson could not disagree more with Barkley.
It's a dinner. Is Barkley trying to say that he thinks LeBron is not as good as Michael Jordan? Come on. What do you think? LeBron is in a class by himself.
I have a man crush on Jordan today.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
Okay, now, would you rather have Jordan as your teammate or LeBron James?
LeBron James.
Why?
He play like me. Because he play like me. And I tell you what, we don't start playing till we get hit. So I'm gonna say LeBron James. And you know what? Let the debate begin. And I don't give a rat's ass if they do. I just telling you who I would like. That's all.
I said that LeBron will. I find him to be the most talented player I've ever seen in NBA history. Got a problem with that statement by me?
Well, you sound like you're threatening me.
No, I'm not threatening you. I'm
That's how you said it. I find LeBron James to be the most talented player we ever seen. Do you have a problem with that?
Well, okay, my bad. But let me try it again.
Okay.
Let me try it again. Carl Malone, the great Utah Jazz Hall of Famer, joining us, Stan Patrick Show. Carl, I said earlier that I thought LeBron James is the most talented player that I've ever seen in NBA history. I don't know if you have a thought on that, but if you do, I'd like to hear it.
Oh, my, you're so gracious, Dan.
Thank you.
And let me answer that for you. reason being, sometimes you hear people make a statement, but they don't back it up with nothing. And let me explain to you. LeBron James is about 6'8", a little bit more 6'8", over 6'8", about 265, 275. And I would say to do the things that he do, we will never see it again. So all of those haters out there, sit back and enjoy.
Combination of speed and size and athleticism and strength. So I think it's, look, LeBron is, I think, the greatest player to ever play. And
you see Bron pass Kareem last night? Yeah, that was first off, big up to Bron. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Congratulations, bro. King of Kings, man.
You know what I'm gonna say? This conversation, when we talk about the GOAT, man, he might be the GOAT. I think that right there probably solidified it. And this is the reason why. He put himself in a place, where I don't see nobody passing him in our lifetime in the scoring, for one. Two, when you look at his accolades and you look at the longevity, and then you look at the biggest part of it was the expectations coming out of high school, that type of pressure. I'm going to tell you this. I remember being in my first All-Star game in Philly. And, we in the locker room and, we talking to reporters and they was like, man, have y'all heard of this kid? The chatter was like, have you heard of this kid named LeBron James? Man, this kid he a high school phenom. He's so good, he could probably start in this All-Star game. And I was like, so I sat up and was like, what? I'm looking around, I'm like, they go AI, Kick Ticket, Shaq, Jordan. Like, this kid, I had to really sit up and say, it's a kid out there in high school this good. And I saw a lot of NBA guys was going out, flying out to see this play. Celebrities, rappers, Jay-Z and all them going out to see him play. So I'm like, man, this kid must be nice, but I don't think he that good, And then just to see the pressure that was put on him coming into the league and to live up to those expectations, because they was like, he could be the greatest to ever play the game. And you like, man, they giving this kid this already? He came in with a nickname King out the jump. I ain't never seen that outside of Magic. Came in the league with the nickname. Like, usually you earn that while you in the league. And so for him to live up to it and probably surpass the expectations, that's tough, because nobody in our league has ever had to deal with these type of expectations coming in. Right. And that's like, and then probably the most scrutinized superstar. So I gotta probably put him up there at GOAT status, man. It's undeniable.
No, that's it, Joe. We put Cat was king of kings when he was, you know what I'm saying? This is what it is. I told you, man, I said this earlier, man, this is the changing of the guard of everything we've known the game to be. And this is the first parts of the transition of now Bron being king of the hill. Yeah. And everybody, falling in, and this is what it is. And now he gets to extend that era, and he gets to build on that era. You know what I'm saying, Lord? He gonna end up with 40.
He gonna end up with 40,000.
Oh, listen to that.
That's never gonna get broke.
You hear what I'm saying?
You gotta think, you gotta be plus, good.
40 plus.
It was probably smaller. It was a smaller pool. When Jordan was with the Bulls and they talked about, the dream team expanding the global game, right? And now there's more people playing. So the fact that he has achieved this with a larger pool of competition, a larger pool of growth, that needs to be factored in. Because again, Bill Russell won 11 championships, and there's no disrespect to that, but the pool was smaller. So that's why you look at it. Jordan doesn't have the most points. Jordan doesn't have the most championships. Jordan doesn't have the most MVPs. So I'm not here to say that Jordan wasn't that dude. He is that dude. But I think people just get, Bron doesn't have 6 championships. Well, Jordan doesn't have 11, right? So it's like, we have to be able to mix it all into a pot. And when you mix it in and you say a guy that was never considered, even people that get sensitive, when I said that LeBron's the greatest scorer of this era, and they're like, well, what about Kevin Durant? Kevin Durant is a scorer. Their career averages are 0.2 points away from each other. Kevin Durant is 27.72. LeBron is 27.51. Are you kidding me? And on top of it, LeBron is 4th all-time in assists. So it's like, that's the greatest basketball player you've ever seen.
8th in steals.
Like, but you know, like you talk about Jokic winning 3 MVPs because he's averaging. Bron could have averaged a triple-double. He could have done that if that was his goal. Like, there's no doubt. His career averages are 27, 7, and 7. He's led the league in assists before. So I just don't think we've ever seen a basketball player be able to do whatever they want for as long as they have on the court. You didn't play point guard, you didn't play center, you needed, like, you know, Magic got some of that, but Magic wasn't an elite scorer like that.
Bron, at this age right now, and the pace he is going out there and starting this season, 25, 11, and 10 last night.
Right.
Now he has a triple-double against every single NBA team. Can he keep up this pace at this age?
I mean, listen, this guy's always been different from the rest of us.
Okay.
He's always been at a level that, you know, like someone like myself is always, you know, sort of admired, knowing, you know, one of the things that I think is most important about a professional athlete is being honest with yourself. Like, you got to be truthful about who you are and where you are. And, you know, you can't measure yourself. Nobody should try to measure themselves against this dude. Like, you just can't do it because he's at a realm, and he's been at a realm and a stage in his basketball life that, you know, some of us, again, you just can't measure what you are or who you are and then look at him and say, well, LeBron.
So this broadcaster audition has just continued. Are you saying LeBron's the GOAT? Is he better than Jordan?
Don't do that, David.
It's going to end quick.
Don't take the bait. He's trying to bait you. Don't take. Don't disrespect.
Listen,
Mike.
what I've said.
You say he's
not different than everybody.
He's different than everybody, man.
Everybody. That includes Michael Jordan.
Yeah, and so again, when you're talking about moments, man, LeBron hasn't been like great in those big moments.
There you go.
But to a man, basketball-wise, on the floor, we've never seen anybody better.
Oh, I knew I'd get it out of him.
Come on, man. You like, I just can't.
I'm a Pacer fan. I hated Mike growing up, but you can't disrespect Mike.
Listen, I understand. I'm not disrespecting Mike. I'm not disrespecting. Mike was great. But I just think what LeBron has been able to do, the level that he's able to compete at, it's just like nothing we've ever seen. Man.
You know, the steal won in Golden State.
Yeah. So you've been around for a while. You lived obviously through the Michael Jordan era.
Yeah.
Are you ready to say LeBron is eclipsing MJ?
Man, what I want to say, it might get me in trouble, but I think that in this day and age, this is what I say. I think Jordan is not in the LeBron conversations. People say that LeBron's not in the Jordan conversation, but I think Jordan is not in the LeBron conversation just because of that era and that time and the way basketball was played at that time. LeBron is this generation and this time of day. You know, the people that, you know, there's young people wearing Jordans that never saw Jordan play.
Right.
They're wearing Jordans and cheering for LeBron. You know, so I feel like LeBron is now and Jordan was then.
How much is it the sneaker culture? Because the Jordan is the preeminent sneaker.
Yeah.
And then Michael Jordan sneakers better, or Michael Jordan 6-0. How much is it the sneaker? How much is it the unblemished record in the finals? The reason why people like my partner over here won't give LeBron the lead.
I think the sneakers have a small part to do with it, but I believe it's the 6 for 6 with the chips that people will always hold that over LeBron's head. But in all reality, LeBron's numbers, if they're not better than Jordan in almost every other category, there will be before he retires. You know, I think Jordan's got more MVPs or defensive MVPs.
Yeah.
But I think LeBron eclipses him in all those other numbers, but just in the game, you know, like kids wanted to be like Mike back then.
Right.
They want to be LeBron now, you know, but there's no song, there's no Space Jam, you know, but I think he's today.
There's a big GOAT conversation between Jordan and Bron.
Yeah.
Who do you believe is a GOAT and why?
I got a chance to see them both play live. So most people, when they're giving their conversation, they're giving it from what they feel, as opposed to actually seeing it. Michael Jordan is the most venomous, incredible basketball player you will ever see in your entire life. There is nothing like that. He's a machine, he's a scorer, and he came up at a time where he was the only one. When I look at Michael Jordan at that time, bro, GOAT hands down.
Okay.
Because no one could touch him. At that time, there was only maybe Dominique Wilkins who had the athleticism, but there was a lot of bigs. And if you look at, and here's the thing, a lot of times people would say the GOAT, but they don't necessarily go back and look at the old games. The athleticism was the key. And see, I watched, like, I talked to Dr.J.
Okay.
There's nobody more apt to have this conversation.
For sure.
And I said, Dr. J, what's the difference? He says, oh my God, man. He said, the athleticism. I saw a guy 5'10", windmill, and 360. He says, there's no way we could have done it. He said, we didn't even play basketball full time.
High schools are doing that.
Yeah, he said, we didn't even play basketball full time. He said, we would play and then we put on a yellow jacket because we were selling Century 21 homes. So it's like, he says, what people don't factor in is that these kids now, the athleticism is beyond. Russell Westbrook, bro.
We've never seen a Russell Westbrook ever, bro.
Yeah, he would run them old over, man.
There's nobody in the past that could have got him at all. Yeah.
Paul George.
Yeah.
Dame Dollar.
Yeah.
So what I'm telling you is that now you got absolute dogs in every corridor. So anywhere you go to any city, you flying through turbulence. You got to fly through Oklahoma. James Harden, the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah.
Come on, the
best team maybe ever.
Best team ever.
Yeah.
And people will shake their heads, but you have to go back and look at the old tapes. The only people that were playing basketball at that level was Michael Jordan. There was no one else. Michael Jordan's biggest foe was Joe Dumars. Joe Dumars was 6'3".
Yeah. And not nowhere as athletic
I haven't
as he
even. Now here's crazy. I'm building my case here. To Kevin Durant, a 7-foot assassin. Who's gonna guard Kevin Durant at any time on the planet?
Never. In history.
And then Kawhi Leonard, a two-way player that will give people fits. I watched this, so I'm not giving you an opinion from what I think or from my emotions. Now, let's step into the arena of LeBron James.
Okay.
I took my kids to go see the Game 7 when they won against Golden State. They came back. I said, I want you guys to understand something. All of the players are going to come out. LeBron is probably going to come out last. I'm going to see your reaction. So it was like Jurassic Park. You know, it was like the Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Raptors, you know, smaller, lanky, you know, and the Toronto, whatever, like, and they were coming out really small. All of a sudden, my kids were like, oh my God. And all of a sudden, you heard, and LeBron walked around the corner. The dude was bigger than the world. My daughter said, oh my God. And she just ran and grabbed his thigh. Let's do the 18-year-old thing. Before any of them played, if you saw LeBron at 18, Kobe at 18, Michael Jordan at 18, who you gonna pick?
LeBron was a man at 18.
It's so basically like this. You can't argue that. And here's the thing. Now we talk about trajectory. Kobe Bryant went to the world champion Lakers. He was able to be cultivated in a great culture with Phil Jackson as a coach. Michael Jordan had world-class Hall of Fame players. Dennis Rodman, Scottie Pippen, Kukoc. These guys were incredible. LeBron James went to the Cleveland Cavaliers. He never had a prolific coach. He had Manny Pacquiao in Miami and Andre Harrell in Cleveland. He never had the spoils to be able to go onto the court,
surrounded by greatness,
and have a great person tell him what to do. I talked to this one lady who's in basketball. Said, "You like LeBron?" I hate LeBron James. Why? I don't even know. I just do. And I told him one time, I seen him, I said, I can't stand him. But here's what's crazy. I said, well, give me your starting five. She said, Magic at point, Michael at 2, LeBron at 2.
Can't deny the greatness.
I said, at the end of the day, no matter what you say, that dude right there, you can put whatever you want on it. I don't necessarily call it a GOAT, but that's a long day in the office with that dude. Judges on last Second shot.
Yeah, I'm going for the
He's
one.
number one. Where's the camera? He's number one. Where's the camera? He's number one. The percentages. Stop all the hype. He drinks goat milk and eats goat cheese. He's number one. I've had it. With all of y'all. Let me fix my glasses.
Games against the Phoenix Suns that just had us all questioning, sort of redefining what longevity means in the NBA. And Perk, I know we said we're in the festive studio right now, but let's actually pretend we're in the barbershop because we're going to that debate. We're going to the GOAT debate. Where does longevity and what LeBron is doing in year 21 factor into that discussion?
Oh, it plays a huge part. And I've been saying this all along. It's no other player ever in sports history that has had the amount of pressure and has sustained the elite play over a long period of time like a LeBron James. We keep saying this year 21, but to be honest, this is like year 26 when he was 16 years old and he was labeled the chosen one. Like, this is how long he's been carrying the torch. Is my math right? My math was right, right? So this is like year 26 for him because he's been having this target on his back since the age of 16. And so when you think about the level that he's playing at right now, one could still argue, and we could go back and forth. Forget being the greatest player of all time in my eyes. He can argue that he's still arguably the best player and still the face of the league right now.
What do you feel so far, LeBron's LA impact? How do you like it?
It's LA Bron. He's definitely here making it happen. I mean, unfortunately, he's injured right now, but I mean, the dude is the best to ever do it. He knows it. I mean,
everybody know the GOAT.
I'm just saying, man. He's and again, like obviously, there's always the debate of Jordan, Kobe, all this, but it's LeBron. It's his time. It's his
Jordan's
generation.
Did
you ever see another player like that?
LeBron is in a class of his own. He is absolutely unique. He's Michael. He's Magic. He's Kobe. He's Jerry West. He's Bill Russell. You take all of these great players and you put them in a blender, mix them up. LeBron's got something of all of them in him.
Jordan.
You want to throw Bill Russell out, huh? That's a tough one.
You guarded both?
But this is the thing. Jordan never lost in the finals. LeBron has.
LeBron's been to 10 of them, though, right?
But LeBron's been to 10. Jordan skipped out on 2.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one would argue that Houston would have won. All right, cool. When Jordan won his last one, he left. So that was we talking 9 rings. We talking 9. When he came back averaging 25, he was clearly able to still play. We talking the same type of
like
career.
if he would have stayed, they would have beat the Spurs because that was the I think that was the
lockout year.
Yeah, that was the lockout.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, for me, it's just like, but now you talk about LeBron. LeBron did everything it takes to be the best because he stayed healthy.
Mm-hmm.
He's still playing.
Yeah, I think it's 19 years he's been in the league now.
19 years.
And the stuff he's doing, he's having statistically maybe his best year.
Statistically, he's not moving a lot.
Right, but he's still like
he's playing high level
it's
offense.
It's crazy.
His offense is sick.
It's insane.
But with that being said,
you got to pick one.
That's really hard because this guy LeBron, he's the number 1 scorer in history right now.
So you're picking LeBron?
It's hard.
You got to pick one.
Shit. You have to go with LeBron. The reason, this is why. He's played 19 years. His stats is incredible. Now I can make a point for Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
But if I just look at the numbers,
I think LeBron is.
See, I guess I'll play that hard. Right. I don't know how he does it.
He's unbelievable.
Yeah.
LeBron. You love LeBron.
Yeah, I do.
Jordan and LeBron. Best player. Who you got?
I got LeBron. Yeah. I don't know what else he can do.
Sharp at Club Shay Shay over here to my right. Good morning, guys.
Skip, how you doing, Skip? Now, I told you, Skip Bayless, I didn't want to do this. Now, I told you, Club Shay Shay is really known for entertainment, but we have an awesome brunch menu. Now, what I have here is French toast on sourdough. I have regular French toast. I have pancakes, have some sausage links going on, got some bacon,
and this is a hood breakfast, Skip. Wash it down with that pure Hennessy. I know you like to do orange juice or mimosa or something like
I
that.
don't drink orange juice.
You don't drink orange juice? Would you just drink water for
Too high in
breakfast?
calories.
Okay. But anyway, Skip, this right here is for when GOAT and old Club Shay Shay.
Yep.
How you doing, Skip? How you doing, Skip? I mean, this is Skip. This your boy. This your boy, Skip.
I thought you ate clean. That's what you always try to fool our audience into thinking.
I do eat clean.
Yeah. What is all that? I don't get it.
Well, I told you the GOAT was going to cook this weekend. Now, we
Oh.
took care of business on Friday, and then we took care of yesterday. Your guy, the guy that you've been hyping.
Yeah.
And so he told me, I talked to him last night. We been DM'd. He said, hey, do what you do today.
You do not DM with my guy?
No. With my guy. Your guy ain't even on social media. But I just wanted to put a little something together, let everybody know we cook, we're alive and well. Club Shay Shay, known for entertainment, but the brunch is banging. How you doing? Let me your boy get some. Go ahead.
So,
Bengals this week, so it's been a good week of work. And got an exciting game on Sunday, but everything's great, man. I'm over here representing the land, the greatest basketball player ever to play on the court, man. You know what I'm saying, baby?
You know what? How far does this relationship with LeBron go back? Because he got a lot of love for you, too.
Oh, man, it goes back to his high school days. I saw him play at Cleveland State Arena back in 2005, I believe, 2004. And actually, 2000. No, I'm dating myself way back. So it's 2002, and he played Oak Hill Academy. Man, this is back when I was in like 6th grade. So I got to see the King before he even became the King in Cleveland. And man, it's been so cool to see his progression throughout the years. Obviously, been a huge fan while he was in Cleveland and for the many years in Miami, and then finally brought it back like he told everybody he would, and brought a ring back to the land, baby. But it's been cool to see his progression throughout it all.
I go out there and dribble the basketball and put it in the hole. And LeBron does that better than Michael Jordan, in my opinion.
Wait, he puts the ball in the hole better than Michael Jordan?
All of it, everything, not just that.
Did you know what Jordan's career PPG is?
That's fine.
That's just strictly putting the ball in the hole. What you said.
I meant
what's Jordan's career average?
basketball. I'm saying basketball.
Big generational thing. I'm gonna go with LeBron. I'm gonna go with Bron. I know I'm gonna hear this forever. Why are you doing this to me? Why are you putting me in this situation where you
Because I love the idea of the headline. Michael B. Jordan picks LeBron as greatest player.
Yeah, you know that's gonna be it all time. It's a clickbait, you know, like.
Yes, I did that just for the clickbait.
I'm gonna go Bron, but then I'm gonna go with Jordan kicks. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna pick my ones. I'm gonna pick my ones, and I'm gonna pick Bron on those. I'm gonna say that.
Okay.
Oh, you're not
so
fair.
you think you really think he's the greatest player ever, huh?
Man, you just asked me earlier. You said this or that, right? I said that.
Yeah, this or that. Meaning like who's greater?
So that's another. You ain't got that down on the paper though. Now you ad-libbing.
No, I'm ad-libbing. I was like, you know what it is. Don't try to weasel out of this question.
That's a long-winded. Who's the greatest winner? I'm gonna have to go with Jordan. Player overall basketball player as a whole. I'm going with Bron. I kind of. It just kind of is what it is.
GOAT athlete.
Yeah,
I got a whole theory on this one. So you go ahead.
There's so many things that go into this conversation. This is a no-win. These are all no-win situations.
This one you can make a mistake.
Yes,
you can misstep on this. The stakes are high. Stakes are high.
Yeah. Man. Because I'm thinking across all sports right now.
But you don't need to. You don't need to.
I know.
You know what you're gonna say.
Man, I'm gonna say LeBron James. I said it. Been greater for longer.
Been greater for longer. In comparison to.
I'm just saying I'm not comparing it to nobody.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. I'm not comparing it to nobody who could have played multiple sports. He could have gone pro.
Right.
I feel like in multiple sports and been a champion in multiple sports.
Yeah. Okay. Wicked.
I'm saying
King James.
LeBron James. Fight me.
Famous for your defensive tendencies, for guys to take your direction at that talent level and put it to effect. Is this why you decided to coach this team and come to the Lakers, even though at the time there was a lot of uncertainty around the franchise?
Well, there's not uncertainty in my mind with LeBron James. And, I took the job, but we didn't have Anthony Davis. We didn't have really our whole team. It was a different team. after the fact, but I have always believed in LeBron James. You know, he's the greatest player the basketball universe has ever seen. And if you think you know, you don't know. Okay, until you're around him every day, you're coaching him, you're seeing his mind, you're seeing his adjustments, seeing the way he leads the group. If you think you know, you don't know. And it's just been a remarkable experience coaching him. And, you know, seeing him take this group that was not in the playoffs last year, the roster was put together, you know, overnight, and just taking a group and leading us to the promised land, so they say. He was terrific, just the entire season leading us, and you know, I can't say enough about him.
Being at the top of statistical category after
Yeah,
statistical category.
JJ Redick, right?
No one is ever going to go 6-0 in the finals.
No.
Right? It just you got to respect the shit out of what Jordan did. He put
Even
the
Tom
NBA
Brady
on his
didn't
back
do that in the Super
and
Bowl.
created 50 other players. Everyone is always baby Jordan. Remember Harold Miner? Or it's like Grant Hill's the next Jordan, or Kobe's the next Jordan, or this guy's the next Jordan. Right now it's like Jason Tatum is the next Kobe, or Kyrie is the next Kobe. But like, who's the next LeBron? That doesn't exist because it can't exist, because he is in a stratosphere himself. He is a sun, while other people are planets or meteorites that rotate around something.
Nick Wright.
Players in Bengals history, you don't need to know your stats. They speak for themselves. I know you. I don't know if you watched this night, but did you see Go James? Did you see what Go James did tonight?
Nah, what he did?
37 points. The most points by someone in the 21st season. But if you go look at the stats, he got damn near all the most. He had
37.
37 on 14 or 19.
What?
Yeah.
Didn't he just drop 28 the other night?
That was a triple dub. He had 35 the other night. He had 35, 9, and 5.
That's when AD had 9 points, right?
That was the triple double. The 28, 10, and 11 was when AD had 9. The other night he just played on Friday night. He had 35 and 9, and they won that game. And he just followed it up with another 37. Let me see what he had. He had 37, 8 assists, 6 rebounds, 3 steals.
So at 38 years old, right? How do people still argue the fact that he is not the greatest basketball player of all time to be putting up these type of numbers at that age and playing at such a high level?
But what
how do people still argue the fact? I'm just curious.
Because they like arguing.
Is it personal? Because I mean, the resume is right there in front of you. How do you argue against what you're seeing still to this day from someone that is 38 years old?
I think the thing is, Ocho, look, I don't know where you are with this rap, but there are some people that says nobody will ever be greater than Biggie. Some people say nobody will ever be better than Tupac. Some people say Hov got it. Okay, they're on those heels. There's nothing you can do that can move them. Right. Some people like Kool Moe Dee. Some people like Big Daddy Kane. Some people like KRS-One. Some people like Drake. Some people like Weezy. Wherever your Snoop Dogg or Cube, wherever your preference is, once you're there, you're not coming off that perch. So people have Kobe, or people have Jordan, or people have whomever the case may be.
That's preference.
They're not coming up. They're not coming off that.
Okay, I see you going with that. So that's opinionated preference that has no logical fact to go with it. When the logical fact, if you look at the numbers, since we base everything off of numbers and what LeBron has been able to do at 38 years old. And listen, I'm not even a basketball fan like that. You know, I'm soccer, boxing, you know, football, and then obviously tennis. So the fact that I'm invested in watching him to this point and learning what he's been able to do at his age, when obviously you're supposed to be on a decline. What a goddamn decline at? Where's the decline that they talk about? Where does Father Time that they always talking about?
I think the thing is that mentally he still enjoys the game, and so he's going to put the time in, and that's how you stay. Is that when you put the time in, he's never going to come. He never uses camp to get in shape. He shows up in shape.
My top 5 is LJ number 1. MJ number 2, Kobe number 3, Steph number 4, and Shaq number 5.
Okay. You got Bron first.
Yes, because what Bron has done, like when you talk about Cicely Tyson,
Yeah.
Bron started in 03. By 2005, Bron was the best player in the NBA.
Yeah.
In 2020, he was still the best player in the NBA. He was the best player in the NBA no matter what the game did. The game went from 2 slugs, like slow big man, to like a stretch 4 big man, to like back to 2 big men, to like big man.
You out there playing the phone.
And he's been the best no matter what. When you look at the teams that Bron has carried to championship or carried to the finals, MJ didn't beat the greatest team ever assembled, nor did he run up against the greatest team ever assembled every year. You look at the skill set that Bron has. There's nobody that has ever played the game of basketball that can do what LeBron James does on a basketball court. Nobody. Michael Jordan could do just about all that LeBron James does, except for he for damn sure couldn't pass like Bron.
They had a vision like that.
I love MJ. I think MJ is incredible. Like, MJ is MJ. Like, we all wanted to be like Mike. Like, I wear 23. Come on now. Like, we all want to be like Mike. But what LeBron has been able to do and how he can control the game and, like, to do it this long, like MJ retired. Like this shit's grueling. Like going to the finals year after year after year. Bron went 8 or 9 straight.
9 straight.
Like MJ took a break right in the heat of that shit. Bron ain't taking no break. You know what he did? Went again and again and again and again.
With different guys every time.
And again. So for me, that's why it's Bron over MJ for me. And on top of that, the talent nowadays is way better. And I'm sure one of the old fucks gonna say, you out of your mind, and this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. The talent is way better. Just like the talent at Apple is way better than the talent that was working at Apple in 1991.
Food better, you know, training's better, medicine's better.
Everything.
It's the nature of things. You know, shit progresses and we get better product of what we put out there. And so the game is way better, way different now. And it's crazy, Bron's still up there, man. So he's
still doing it, still doing
1 or 2, 3, you know,
Year
best
20.
in the league. It's crazy.
It's year 20.
20 is crazy.
Playing at a high level.
He's still at the top of the discussion in year 20. That's unheard of.
I don't want to bring up a sore subject, but you're sort of an expert on this. And I've had the chance to play against LeBron in the playoffs too. But it's incredibly difficult to beat a LeBron team 4 times in a series. Yeah. And you know, you guys in 16 lose to them in the Eastern Conference Finals. In the next 2 years, you guys, when you were in Toronto, lost to them in the Eastern Conference semifinals. And he, for whatever reason, and I want to get your insight on this, for whatever reason, he's just unbeatable in the playoffs. He's so tough to beat. And it takes just a certain level of intellect to even get to his level.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely different. I mean, I remember for years I always caught so much flack, you know, us being the better team or whatever we was at one point in the Eastern Conference Finals, and people not realizing like it's tough to get past this motherfucker. I don't care who you are, you know what I mean, and see him come to the West and be able to do the same thing. It's a testament to his greatness. And, you know, his IQ to the game when you go out there and play. You know, I remember, like you said, 16 when we went to the Eastern Conference Finals, we won game 3 and 4. And it was like a whole nother mindset click for him in those next 2 games where it was like, yo, it's closeout. Like, and I remember, I don't know if I even told nobody other than my close circle. I remember it was a play we was trying to run, and one of our teammates forgot the play, and Bron told him the play. Like, it was some crazy shit. It was some crazy stuff. We called it a play, he was like, what? And Bron told him what our play was. You know, and it just shows you, like, how locked in this dude be when it comes to that, come the winning time, man. And you see it when he out there on both ends, man. on both ends, and that's just a testament to who he is, why he been to 10 finals, why he's on the verge of getting his fourth ring. Everything, man, it's crazy.
Literally, ladies and gentlemen, this is a must-win situation. The GOAT got his back to the wall. Will he fly? Will he fall? Does home court even matter at all? When you playing best of 7 versus a team so stacked. Golden State with one mission. Keep your foot on the neck.
Watch this. Oh, he knocks it down from way downtown.
Motivate.
And what I think
I sound old. You sound old.
You said it yourself though. You old.
He's still getting double teamed.
But you
and he old?
Yeah. He's good. He's still effective.
Still nice.
That doesn't mean he's not older.
He's the greatest to play. So
I wouldn't say he's not a scorer. So a scorer is like a person who has a one-track mind to do one individual thing. That's like a sniper. I'm out here to snipe people and butt people off, and that's it. Jordan and Kobe and those dudes, they did play defense, but they were scorers. Those guys, they're going to put up 50, 60, 70 points a night. When you get somebody who's so well-rounded with rebounding, scoring, passing, dribbling, a good teammate, it's totally different. It's a totally different atmosphere. He's a totally different person than those guys. So when people compare them, it's just like there's no comparison because you can't compare a lion and a tiger. You can't compare them. Oh. They're both cats, but they're not the same.
They both played basketball. Both guys played basketball at a very high level. Two very different ways of operating, though. 100%. Yeah, I got you.
But you got to understand, the lion is the king of the jungle. Everybody bows down to the lion. The tiger that don't stop the tiger from listening, motherfucker. I'm a bad motherfucker too.
Kobe, Braun, rank 'em.
MJ, Kobe,
Braun, rank 'em.
Brian.
One?
Yeah. Mike and Kobe.
What was Simba? Simba was Braun, Kobe, Mike, right? Oh, AI, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the AI. Braun. Talk about his greatness. I mean, you're someone who's been in this game 25 plus years. He's in it 20 years.
And he had a relationship with Kobe and Braun.
Right. What I like that. What makes Braun so special in your opinion? What makes Kobe so special in your opinion?
Brian, I don't know Brian like personally. So my answer for Brian would be from afar, watching from afar. Brian, and it's on the court. Brian, you gotta remind yourself that. I mean, I know for a fact I love Jordan for the way he fucking always won. As a kid, you don't know too much about the ins and outs and all the other shit that we love now in the game that I'm old enough to care about. So who won? That's my favorite player. He better win. He always fucking win. That's all I know. You know what I mean? So I know I got old enough to know how hard it is to fucking do it back to back to back to back. You know what I mean? So that's where he gains his respect with me. You know what I mean? Start getting his respect with me to where he's the greatest. You know what I mean? I noticed that. Okay, Brian done that shit. Like it's very hard to do. It's like, damn, that nigga Brian had done that shit with 3 teams. And that's right there. That's when I was like, regardless, he ain't got 6. I was like, but damn, he done it with 3 different teams. And not on one of those motherfucking teams did he play role 2?
He still can get 6 though. That's the scary part.
Yeah, definitely.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And so that right there is what tipped him over the Jordan scale for me. Because you already know I was Jordan. You couldn't even have that conversation with me. It wasn't even a conversation. Until I had to really think, like, you know what? Slime's still in this shit.
20 years strong.
You know what I mean? Like, Slime is fucking amazing. He been amazing every year. Ever since, like, he ain't never.
In his prime, always.
Yeah, like, when they be saying, you need to retire on top.
Shit.
I'm saying, that's just a cliche. You need to retire on top to anyone. They be like, you need to retire on top. Retire on top is the best way to go. Like, that nigga Brian don't even know what the middle feel like. What you talking about? Like, that's all he ever been. Like, so that right there is just amazing. I mean, his longevity and whatever he did doing to his body or whatever. If that nigga, he must be praying a million times. That nigga, he's protected. You know what I mean? And I respect it.
And Bron, we trust.
Yeah, I respect. That's why he tipped. That's why he tipped the meter from you, because he's doing this, and then off the court you can't even come on.
Tom Reed from the Athletic. I know you. Almost every press conference during the finals, we asked you some kind of question about LeBron. But after this 4-year run, can you put into words as a coach and an opponent the pressure he puts a team on as far as the runs that he can make, especially in 2016, but just how tough he is to game plan against and play against?
Well, he's terrifying. Yeah, he really is. Every time he comes down the court, getting downhill, you just know he's either going to get to the rim or he's going to find one of his shooters for a three-point shot. He's added the three-point threat. When we came here 3 years ago in the first meeting, we weren't fearful of his shot. We were fearful of his power and his penetration and his passing. But now you fear everything. And I think maybe the greatest testament to LeBron is that, 5 years ago, he was one of the top 5 players of all time. And from 5 years ago till now, it seems like he's 10 times better because he's added so much skill to his game. And I get asked all the time about, MJ, LeBron, and it's such a difficult question to ask. All I know is they're the two best players that I've ever witnessed. They're very different, but however you want to rank them, they're right there together.
That's me. What is to say that Scottie Pippen's a top 50
Oh my Lord! You
That's
just
ridiculous. Okay, I got to say this.
We're done, Jay.
I'm
done with him.
Okay.
I'm done with him.
The floor is yours.
I'm done with him.
Very quickly. LeBron James does have this going for him. He is a better all-around player than Michael in that he has more skills than Michael. I got to get. Well, I mean, come on. I mean, he's a point guard. He's a better passer. He's a little better rebounder.
Somebody
he can play defense.
For somebody that's in shape and.
So, look, I'm going to give you this. You go on eye test. A lot of people just go on eye test. If you want to look at LeBron right now playing at his highest level, he's been just sensational through these playoffs. You just sit back and say, you know what? He's just a better player than Michael Jordan. I will give you that. That's you can win that argument, or at least make that argument to me. Mm-hmm. And if, as a lot of people want to do, if you just like LeBron more than Michael, I get that, because Michael wasn't all that likable. LeBron he's a much nicer guy, and he's a way better role model to me than Michael ever thought about being, because he didn't pretend to be.
I think LeBron James might be the best basketball player ever. And I'm probably going to take this video down, but on a humble Sunday morning, I think he actually might be the best. Guy's unfucking believable. I don't understand how at 15 years in, he could be having his best playoff series ever. So, like I said, I'm probably going to take this video down because I don't want this evidence floating around, but if you're seeing this now, that's where I'm at.
Steph Curry.
Kobe.
It would be LeBron.
Men's side, I would say LeBron James. Women's side, I would say Diana Taurasi.
Gotta be Diana Taurasi, man.
A mixture between like Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant, and then on the women's side, Teacher Penachero and Cynthia Cooper.
Growing up, my basketball goal was Rip Hamilton, and I love the Pistons. But now that I'm older and I've, had a chance to see someone's career kind of been amazing all the way through, it's LeBron James.
All right. First question, Bron or Jordan?
Bron. I'd say LeBron.
LeBron. All right.
It's a great answer comparing what we've seen on the news.
My go to basketball is Paul George.
Okay.
I've been making it clear here lately that my GOAT was Paul George. I don't blame you. I like that. You sticking with your answer. Jordan or LeBron?
Jordan.
LeBron or Jordan?
LeBron. LeBron.
Bron. Jordan or LeBron?
Jordan, easy money.
LeBron or Jordan?
Jordan.
I'm a product of your time, so I'm gonna go LeBron.
I mean, it's amazing, as you everyone's been able to see. From even the start of his career, me being a fan, a kid in high school, to playing against him, and then now having the opportunity to play on his team. It's just incredible to now be a part of, and he's a special player, man. To me, greatest ever.
Athletically, and then you watch it, the trend that he's now shooting and making threes, and so you feel like he just keeps getting better. And he is. I have so much respect for his stay power. The fact that he can play that many minutes, that many games, seemingly not missing a beat, like annually playing in big games that are usually in June. He's amazing. He is amazing. In my opinion, he is the best player to have ever played our sport.
Who's your GOAT?
Who's my GOAT all time? LeBron. And I can give you very compelling arguments, right? Cool. I mean, I just imagine y'all said right. But so, if we had right here all the players from history, stats, no names, right? And, you know, we stacked the best point guard, shooting guard, small forward, etc., whatever, even bench, even coach. You can put that man's stats up and he can be the best 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He can have the best coaching resume.
He got the best coaching resume.
He can have the best GM resume. Like, his stats alone, right? Just come on. Like, all that 80s, you know, it's just, like, I feel like people that's saying Michael Jordan is the GOAT, like, no disrespect, but y'all just holding on to old feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to acknowledge the fact that what I just said is. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got 40,000 right now, counting. And, dog, you seen his resume, bro. Dog, we think we take care of our body as the top fourth, you know, bro, that he treat himself like a machine. Not even like the Ferrari. He treat himself like the building that houses the, like, I'm talking about, we gotta make sure it all.
It's hard for me not to acknowledge what I've witnessed LeBron do the last few years when you talk about the consistency of world championship appearances. He's won 3, I think it is, and maybe, you know, that the loss column might stack up in the debate against him at some point. But I think he's going to probably play for another 5-6 years. I hope in a Laker uniform, and I think he will start to knock down some of the all-time great records individually in the game. That coupled with having won championships and MVPs, I don't know how you deny him as the greatest ever at that point. And I think he's making a great case off the court too, to be, you know, that ambassador going forward throughout the rest of his life.
You thinking? That's what he does. That's why he the GOAT, man. He gonna take control of the game. Let everybody know we no rush. He gonna bring us home, man, and that's what I seen. Like you said, I've been watching my whole life, man. He like our Jordan in my generation. So just seeing that, and I'm just blessed, man, to be able to be out there with him and just learn from him every day.
Gonna be played out, and I mean, to actually watch him do it, I think, one, we're not gonna appreciate it until he's done playing, and it's gonna be a dangerous new norm for any other player who wants to be the GOAT. You're at least gonna have to have 18 years of prime. Like, come on, man.
Right.
Like, come on.
Hey, I'm biased because I played with LeBron, so, you know, just seeing his impact on the court every single day, even in practice, in shoot rounds and walkthroughs, how he takes care of himself, what he puts into the game, what he gets back. It's really tough not to say him, even with, you know, the guys that came before him, guys that helped build this league. Those who aren't with us anymore, like the Kobe Bryants of the world, who are special. But I would say his number will be hanging up here one day. He'll have a statue one day here in Cleveland, and having one with him in Cleveland as well. I have to say LeBron.
I would say LeBron would be the GOAT because I got these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, these 9 letters across my chest.
I had a chance to play with him for 1 year, and I just feel like he was the most dominant over the years, so that's why I'll go with him.
I've seen him play in person. What he does is just amazing. I don't think anybody can ever do what he's done. He's gonna be the #1 scorer in NBA history. I mean, that's just unbelievable. And his career from the start to now has been unreal. I mean,
He does the best. He's the best at doing a little bit of everything. Like LeBron James, just because that was my favorite player growing up, and he's accomplished so much. He's done everything. He can do pretty much everything on the floor. Not much else to say.
You said about LeBron James. What makes you so confident about it? And can you kind of just explain it? Because I think people who didn't read the entire story might not understand it, but what was it like to kind of,
Nah, pretty much, it's just about me being confident, like you said. LeBron is one of the greatest players to ever play the game. I think he's the best player to ever play the game. I think.
Have you played with a player as good or against a player as good as LeBron was? Like that 2011, 2012, 2013 season where he was really out of this world?
He was, I'm going to tell you what, man, for as good as you think he was that much better. Look, and I'm biased. I know this, but people will say LeBron or MJ. I said, you know what? LeBron did something twice that I don't think Michael Jordan could ever do once. He won 2 NBA titles with Shane Battier as the starting power forward. All right. So that's it. That's I'm biased, but I don't think I love Mike. We're the greatest of all time. But LeBron did it twice with me as his bum ass power forward and dragged me across the finish line. That speaks to how great LeBron is. But look, the force, the intelligence. He didn't have a weakness when he was in his prime. He's still playing amazing now, but I mean, just there's no answer. There was no answer for him, and he was like a queen on the chessboard, and just do everything. And so it made my job certainly easier. But I love playing with him. He was as great of a player he was, even better teammate, and he cared about his teammates. We always got the newest Beats by Dre, and whatever LeBron got, we got. So he always took care of us. He always came to my charity functions, South Beach Badioki for Battier Take Charge Foundation. He always grabbed the mic. He always sang, stuff like that matters to a teammate. And so I will always stand for Bron. That's my guy.
I think LeBron James is the best basketball player we've ever seen.
Jordan, LeBron debate. This is just my 2 cents. Okay, so I think that LeBron is probably the greatest now. Man, it's hard to believe somebody's ever better than LeBron.
Personal opinion, even being a Kobe guy, I think he is the greatest player to ever play.
Terrence, who is your GOAT, your greatest of all time, and why?
Like, #1 of all time is LeBron James.
And now that I get the opportunity to play with, in my opinion, the best player to ever play basketball.
That's why I kind of, take it upon myself to say he's the best that I've seen ever.
In your opinion?
By far.
Okay, let's make
By
sure.
far.
My GOAT's LeBron James. The hype he had coming from high school, he's lived up to all those expectations and more. And also just stuff off the floor, creating a school, inspiring his community and things like that, making the GOAT.
He's a special player, man. To me, greatest ever.
What is it about LeBron that would just make it so difficult outside of the obvious things? is, to me, the greatest of all time.
For a reason, GOAT.
He had some interesting comments, guys, when it comes to LeBron James, who's set to kick off the season as his Lakers take on the defending champs, Jokic and the Denver Nuggets. In a conversation with The Athletic, Giannis spoke on LeBron's GOAT status, saying, quote, "Some guys might say he's number 2, but other guys like me, I say he's number 1, and he's still going."
I've said this a lot of times, is the blueprint. Like, anybody that doesn't follow that path, he'll be left behind. Like, he's been so consistent and great for 20 years, and he probably going to be great for 25 years, 5 more. He's always doing whatever it takes for his team to win, and I don't think that he ever thought that he's going to be the all-time leading scorer. Like, I don't think that was one of his goals, but just being available, being great and competing and try to win, I think put him in that position that he is right now.
Player of all time.
Man, see, that's tough. Well, I grew up with watching LeBron and stuff, so I would say LeBron. But
I know we love to do it, but can you compare LeBron to Michael Jordan, given that they played in different eras?
Oh, my goodness, yes. I look at the totality of his work, and, I think when you put the greatest of all time right at the top of the list, Michael Jordan combined some elements that I haven't seen in a basketball player. But I think the thing that stands out to me, and I've always probably felt that the players who I like the best are well-rounded players. Now, I'm not, if they score the ball and they don't do anything else, I'm probably not going to be as big a fan of those kind of players as players who play an all-around game. The totality of his game is enormous. People, because Michael had that swagger, he had that killer look in his face, someone who I greatly admire. LeBron James, in his own right, you could put him up there adjacent to him. And everyone thought, well, look how many rings Michael won. I think that's the craziest way to try to compare a player that you can possibly have. I'll take 2 players that in this league, Karl Malone and John Stockton, 2 great players, and they did it on both ends of the court. They never won a championship, Why couldn't people like that be included in there? They just didn't have enough people around them to make them win. And all these players that have played and won a lot, their totality, their game had to be enormous to help win those championships. But you have to look at the people they played with. My goodness, some of the greatest players ever played. And I just think it's unfair to try to compare players who, LeBron James, 7 straight finals, okay?
Yeah.
And in Miami, he had some really great players. He and Dwayne Wade. And Chris Bosh is really a good player. But I didn't feel that he was in their caliber. But with them, he was just better with them. Because when he was in Toronto, he didn't have the same supporting cast. And he played his fanny off there, but he didn't have the same supporting cast. And that supporting cast is what's going to get you to the very zenith in terms of winning championship. I know guys that won 4 or 5 championships never got off the bench. And does that make them great players? No. The people who lifted the bulk of the weight were the ones that got them there.
To the king of not just my city, La, but of basketball, the GOAT, LeBron James. Yeah, I said it, damn it. And I can hear who y'all talking about right now. What? He ain't better than Jordan? Look, I got on Jordans right now. I got the shoes on. I get it. They all scuffed up. But still, I know who y'all talking about. LeBron James is the GOAT. Who's been better than LeBron? Jordan? Okay. But who's been greater longer than LeBron? Oh, y'all get quiet now. Y'all don't want to go to the barbershop and yell at me no more, huh? I ain't got no hair, so I ain't going anyway. Also, who did it the right way like LeBron James? Greater, better, longer, and the right way? Oh, now y'all want to go to the barbershop, huh? Y'all want to get y'all salon on, huh? You want to get your nails done. I know how it goes. LeBron James is the GOAT. Let it go, y'all. And as a Clipper fan, it pains me to say that, but we got to have a peace treaty right now. No LeBron slander coming from Clipper Nation right now. But when we see y'all in crypto, when we see y'all in Intuit Dome, oh, it's on site. But other than that, nothing but love for the GOAT, the king, LeBron James.
LeBron James, when all is said and done, will be known as the best player in basketball history. You agree or disagree? Haggle, no haggle?
I haggle, no haggle that one. Only because
you have to make
there's so many young guys that won't know who Bill Russell is. They don't know who those guys are.
I saw Bill Russell play. I saw George Mikan play. I saw Will Chamberlain play. I saw Oscar Robertson play. This guy is the best player I've ever seen.
Really?
Absolutely.
Then you know what, Ralph? I agree with you. Because you've seen it.
With that at all.
Scottie Pippen, you would know better than anyone. How close is LeBron to catching Jordan?
The numbers don't lie. He's right there. He probably will never catch him in terms of MVP.
Okay.
But in terms of statistics, LeBron is right there. And when you look across the board, not just scoring, check his assists, check his rebounds, he's probably ahead of Jordan.
Oh, my God!
What?
I just want to throw this water on you.